Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt. Today I want to talk about language learning confidence and why it's so important that you have confidence when you're learning a language. Obviously learning a language is something that takes a long time and it's very difficult. Contrary to what you will see a lot on YouTube, where there's people making claims that they speak 20 languages or whatever. And it's very easy to just kind of feel a little bit bad, right? Maybe feel that you're struggling with that one language, or just trying to really understand a grammar concept, or even just trying to get a foundation in the language where you're not, when you listen to something, it's not just a complete wall of sound. And I think that it's very, very important to have confidence while you're learning a language, even if you have to kind of fake this idea, because confidence is one of those things that's really affecting your learning process as you go about, just doing things in general. So, if you're feeling confident, if you're feeling excited and happy, you're going to be absorbing more material, right? You're going to be absorbing more material. You're going to be learning it quicker than if you're unconfident or you're just really frustrated or angry or mad at yourself. And the important thing is, right, first off, is definitely don't compare yourself to other people. And I've talked about this in another video, but you just don't know the context for people's language learning skills. Those skills might not even necessarily be true. And at that point too, it sometimes doesn't even really matter, right? It doesn't even matter what their skill level is. What matters is what you're doing. So, try to stay away from this comparison idea and this idea of kind of idolizing certain people that are just language learning pros per se. It's great to learn from them, get good tips out of them while you can, and where you can. But just try not to compare yourself, because it's very easy to fall into this kind of area where you lose confidence because you're playing the comparison game, which is definitely not something to do in general with life. It can lead down a very dangerous road. So be very cognizant of that. I think the other thing too is just to really just love yourself more with the language learning process. Right? It takes a long time. And because it takes a long time, you want to pat yourself on the back, right? Because it's going to take a while to get to fluency or hyper competent level with things. So it's important to just always, pat yourself on the back and be like, hey, like, look at what I can do now, right? I know so many more words, or I'm able to listen to this content, read this content, whatever it is. Definitely kind of give yourself some some compliments, and just kind of take a step back and analyze, hey, like, where have I been, and what have I accomplished? This is great that I'm making so much gains, and I'm really excited for the future ahead. And that confidence, like I said, is going to translate into just more learning and quicker learning in general. It's very easy for us to not give ourselves credit. Give yourself credit. Language learning can be hard. It can be very difficult, very overwhelming, and isolating, especially if you're not incorporating other people into your language learning process in general. So definitely try to realize your victories in the past, what you've got, from where you've come from, and build that confidence up for yourself. And I think that's one of the reasons why goals are very important, right? Not only does it help you to kind of map out how to get to fluency or whatever your goal is and what you need to be doing, are you keeping yourself accountable? But if you track your goals, right, like how many hours have I studied the language, how many words do I know, whatever, you're able to kind of have like a history of where you've been, right? You'll see where you were 3 months ago, and you go and you'll say, hey, look at how much I've progressed. This is awesome. This is amazing. And you can pat yourself on the back, right? It's a lot easier to have that actual physical record with your goals to show how much progress you've made, right? And that's going to help build your confidence up longer term in general. I think the last thing that I want to talk about with confidence is that it's totally normal to just feel very overwhelmed with the language learning process, where we just don't understand a grammar concept, or we just are baffled by word order. We're baffled by trying to listen to something on Netflix. We're struggling to speak. We have a horrible accent, whatever it is. It's very normal to feel overwhelmed. Language learning is very much defined by the process of being overwhelmed. And, I've talked about this in the past as well. It's very important to get comfortable with the feeling of being overwhelmed, to not let it get to you, not let it break your confidence down, and to accept it and be okay with it and embrace it, because you'll learn more from it, you'll learn quicker, and you'll, won't feel so bad by this process. There's so many words out there to learn. Grammar gets confusing. Things just get tough, and being comfortable with that overwhelming feeling is going to just make that experience for you a lot better in the end of the day. And the thing is too, those things will come, right? You will slowly understand the grammar explanations. You will slowly have a better vocabulary list. The listening will get better. The speaking and accent will improve. You just have to put in the time, trust in the process, always analytically look at, making sure that you're doing the right things, right? Analyzing your methods, tracking your goals. But if you stick with that process, you have a good process, you're going to overcome those obstacles that you're facing. So, don't beat yourself up about it. Have the confidence that you'll figure it out, right? Trust in yourself. And overall, you're going to have a lot more of a better experience with language learning as you go along. So let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.